So it's been a couple months at this point since Halo 4's been released on the MCC, and at that point now, the MCC at the very least is now fully complete with Halo Reach 1, 2, 3, ODST, and 4 now all being on it and being released for a decent amount of time. Now for today, I want to create a tier list of all the Halo games that at least I've played. Obviously there are going to be ones that I've missed because I am a PC player, so stuff like Halo 5 Guardians I've never played and probably won't get an opportunity until 343 decides that they're going to port that to PC, or if they ever will do that. So let's just get straight into it. Now when it comes to this tier list, things are going to be a bit weird. You're going to see me drop things in a weird order. Like, I'm going to go find Halo 3, I'm going to chuck that A tier, bloody ODST, I have more fun with that. And what you're going to find now is I'm going to chuck 2 in, and then find another one, figure out where I'd put that, and then reorder everything. Because with me, I struggle to put like numbers or ratings for games, because to me, I've never played like very many games that are like 5 or less, but like, so I guess we'll find out how this works. Now just to get something out the way, I've never played Halo Wars 2, Halo Wars 1, Fireteam Raven. Now, for Spartan Strike and Assault, they're both just not fun, to be honest. Like, I've played both of them, I believe, on Steam for like 5 hours maybe, I don't exactly remember, but all I know is I uninstalled them because they were that boring. Like, for them games, there's no loop to it, which is at all fun to play. And I mean, that kind of is to be expected, isn't it? I mean, it's a mobile game. I mean, who was really expecting a mobile game to be any fun? So when it comes to them, I put them both at C. They're at the bottom. They both suck. Right, now let's work our way on the list. Halo 5 I haven't played. Now we've got these. Halo Reach. It's either with Halo 3 or slightly above. I'm not entirely sure. I'll sit it there for now, and we'll figure out how the rest go. So then we've got Halo Combat Evolved. It's the first one I've played. I probably have a soft spot for it, so unsurprisingly, S tier. Doesn't really surprise me. It's a game I played probably for a decent amount of time at this point. 5, 6, 7 years. First one I played. Of course, it's always going to be my favourite. Now, Halo 2. It's either going to be A tier or below. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, let's do some comparisons between the two, because the two are very similar. So Halo 3 feels more like a refinement. They've refined Halo 2, but it also feels like, you know, they've grabbed Halo Combat Evolve, Halo 2, and it kind of made this in-betweener of the two. And while I consider that Halo C is obviously S tier, so you'd expect it if it's in between, it'd be something like that, right? To me, it feels like, feels kind of like in this weird spot that actually makes it worse, in a sense. See, that's the weird thing for me, is I can't figure out whether or not they're the same or I prefer one over the other. Because to be entirely honest, I'm not sure. You know what I could do though? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up MCC right now, figure out which one I've played more, and then think about it again to see if that would have an influence at all. So while yes, you'd expect Halo 2 to be played slightly more because it's been out for slightly longer, I still want to see whether or not Halo 3 actually has higher numbers, because if it does, then it shows I care a lot more about it. So as it turns out, because MCC doesn't want to work, bloody I'm not going to be able to use that for extra information. If I do have end up working, I'll show you how much I've played each in post, but see, to me the problem is, like, I feel like they're both decent, but not decent enough to be on the same level. But yeah, see, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I suppose the better question would to be, is Halo 4 better than Halo 3, and then is it better than ODST, because of the way this tier list works. What I might do is I might chuck these three down here, chuck ODST here, and what I will do is the ones closest to left are better, at least that are on the same tier. Because for me, these aren't necessarily on the same level. Like Halo CE, I've had more fun with than Reach. Halo 3 ODST. Halo 4 is definitely B tier. It's not C tier, but it's B. Halo 2. I'd honestly put it as A tier, I reckon. Because to me, there are certain things that are better. Like, even I remember when I was doing my first playthrough with Halo 3, and there's a video for that if you're interested. I'm the kind of person that likes to attempt to break a game, and when I say break it, I mean literally all I mean is get out of bounds, because I always find that very interesting. And obviously this is very specific and weird, but to me, I don't like Halo 3 for the fact that there are a lot of invisible barriers that push you back into the zone. And the problem is they're not necessarily too hard to find. Like, with very little effort you can find these. Halo 2 has none. Halo Combat Evolved has none. At least in that regard, Halo 2 is better. I don't know, to be honest though. Like, I seem to find Halo 2 more fun, I reckon. I still reckon Halo 3 ODST is the best, better out of it. And so, Halo CE is better than Halo Reach. Halo 3 ODST I reckon is better than Halo 2. Halo 3 is better than Halo 4. And then you've got Spartan Strike and then Spartan Assault. And you've got the ones I've never played. And just another disclaimer, I'm literally only basing these on the campaign themselves. And the reason I do that rather than, you know, chucking multiplayer into the mix is, to be completely honest with you, I don't tend to play a lot of Halo multiplayer, and so to try and put that into calculation wouldn't be fair. Like with Halo 4's multiplayer, I literally haven't touched that since I've first played Halo 4, which is also another video for that if you're interested in yada yada. I have not played that since my first session of Halo 4. I've not touched the multiplayer since. I've ran through the campaign multiple times, but not the multiplayer. To me, the multiplayer just isn't fun, and that tends to be a semi-recurring thing with a lot of the Halo games. Is the multiplayer is fine, but it's not something that necessarily hooks me in. So when it comes to this, the way I feel. And as for Halo 2 being better than Halo 3 is, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's something that I believe, but not something I can necessarily justify, which I don't personally like, because it's like, normally I have to have a reason to prefer something, otherwise, you know, it's just kind of stupid. But unfortunately, I can't seem to find much of a reason as to why I think Halo 2's better. Maybe it's because Halo 2 tends to have a more snappier, faster feeling, you know? It feels a bit quicker, a little faster. Even though Halo 1 is slower, I still like it. Probably because it's balanced well. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure, but that's the way I feel. So anyway, that's pretty much my opinions. Be interested to know what you people think, whether or not you change that. Add me at Twitter with your own tier lists if you're interested, or just comment it down below. So that's the thing, is I'm not entirely sure about this stuff, so I'd like to hear what you say and your justifications as well. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you want to help me out, you can like the video. If you also want to help me out just a bit more, you can also subscribe. There are pros and cons and whether it's useful for you, but it is definitely helpful for me. And hey, a majority of people don't tend to look at their sub feeds, they just choose whatever's recommended on the YouTube home screen, so subscribing doesn't really have any negatives, as obviously if you want to unsubscribe at any point, you can always do that. One other thing, sorry for not uploading a lot in 2020. To me, I don't really have much of an excuse, it's just I couldn't be bothered and also couldn't come up with many ideas. Hopefully I'm going to be able to upload a lot more this year, or I'll at least try to. And for those interested, I have another video idea, one that should come out maybe a couple weeks after this one, on why we will and probably should get a Halo 3 anniversary. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.